famous, Ikram. As you know, my name is Alka, and I come from Lucknow, from Uttar Pradesh. State is Uttar Pradesh, and the city name is Lucknow. And I'm a postgraduate in English, and I'm having two sons. They both are married, and my husband, he's a retired banker. And if you talk about my hobbies, I love reading and listening to music, and that's all about me.
Okay, that's great. And now it is my turn to introduce yourself. So
Yes.
my name is Ikram Ali. I am from Sindh, Pakistan. By profession, I'm a teacher. I teach chemistry subject in government high school, but I read, and now I have inculcated a new hobby, that is taking a session and uploading on my YouTube channel. So
Okay.
that's all about me. So, madam, uh, how long have you been learning this language? As you have said that you have done post graduation in English language. So,
Yeah.
when did you do that degree?
So, Ikram, it's a very long back. As I'm a senior citizen, so you must be guessing it's a very long back that I have completed my post graduation.
Mhm.
So after that, I left. I should say I was not in touch with English conversation, and after
Mhm.
a long gap of mine, now I am on this platform to have conversation, and this way I'll be learning more and more. So there was a long gap of mine. So
Okay.
now, yeah,
Mhm. As you have said that when you were just doing that post-graduation degree,
yeah,
and it was not that time to speak in English language, but now every person speaks in English language, and you are also motivated from these persons, and now you are speaking in English language.
right.
So, madam, my question is, what thing inspired you? What thing motivated you to speak in English language?
Yeah, what motivated, there was one YouTuber. I should say she's on very high level. She's a YouTuber. So her name is Shanta Madam. So
Yeah.
one day, yeah. So one day I was very, I should say, very depressed I was while talking to her. I told, ma'am,
Mhm.
you get me. Can't get you connected, because so many people are there with whom you connect every day. So my turns come only after 2 or 3 months. So
Okay.
in this way, I won't be learning in a good way. So I want
Mhm.
to have connection with many, please add me on some group on that. Then she told me, okay, is it so? Then I'll add you in a group. And it is a very good group, very good one. So she added me in this group and she only motivated me, I should say that. And in
Mhm.
this, I was very thankful to her. And yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. You are right, madam. As you have mentioned, ma'am Shanta, so I have also taken her session, and
okay.
I
I've
have,
seen it. Yes, yes,
yeah,
I've seen your video. I've
yeah,
seen your video with her. Yes. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
I've seen. And
So,
she's very helpful. Yeah, she's very helpful.
so, madam, as you have introduced yourself that you are also reading books. So, what kind of books you are reading? Are you reading the books in English language, or they are books in any regional language that you speak in your as your mother tongue?
Yes, absolutely in English, Ikram. All the
Mhm.
books I read, they are in English. Though my
Okay.
mother tongue is Hindi, yet I
Mhm.
don't like to read my Hindi kind of books. I love to
Mhm.
read English. I don't know why. It's my passion to read only English books and novels.
So how long have you been reading?
Since when I was young, I should say. First,
Oh,
when I was young, I used to read stories of Enid Blyton. Okay. Then after
mhm.
that, when I grew up, I used to take, in my library, we used to have story books. And
Okay.
daily I used to bring after a week. We would exchange books, and in this way, only stories book when I was young. And after I got married, I got a book. It's a magazine, not a book, I must say. It's a
Mhm.
magazine named Women's Era, and it's a very good magazine. And so for the past 25 years, I'm getting this book in a monthly way, monthly basis, yeah. And it's a very good book. And in this way, I get to learn vocabulary also. I mark some good words on that and find it the meaning in dictionary. And yeah, that's very good book, I should say.
And I also want to know, madam, actually we are very good at vocabulary side because sometimes we are jotting down some vocabularies, but we are unable to use these vocabulary
Right,
into our everyday life.
right,
So, do
right.
you have any suggestions that how can we include these new vocabularies into our everyday conversation?
See, we have to practice a lot for that. We are in the habit of using the same words every day while talking. Yeah,
Hmm.
we don't use the other words. At least for me, I've noted that the word which I use, I mean to say vocabulary word, I use the same word every time. So though there are many synonyms of that, still we are in the habit of using the same word. So
Hmm.
we should practice the other words also, I mean to say that.
Actually, we know that, and if we know, and still we don't use these words, that is horrible for
Yeah,
us. Because if we don't know, it's okay because we don't take care of our vocabulary. But if we
right.
memorize it and we know the meaning, and we also know the context of that
Right.
usage, but still we are not using it. So I think that is a big mistake we are committing.
Yeah, we hesitate to use those new words.
Hmm.
So we should
Because
use, I think, yeah, we should,
because we used to these words. That's why
yeah,
uh, we don't want to place that new word into our vocabulary. That's why.
right.
That's
Right.
why.
So what about you? How about you? You use the new words while you talk?
No, actually the thing is that I also try to inculcate or include these
Yeah, yeah,
vocabularies, but actually I'm also unable to express myself into other language as well because
right.
it seems very difficult for me because I'm already used to it that word. Now it is too difficult for me to replace that word and to add some new words
Right.
on that.
Yeah. So, Ikram, maybe in this way we get to learn the vocabulary. Suppose there is a 5 or 6 synonyms for a word. So I think if we use in a sentences way, if we write 5 sentences daily or 10 sentences, in this way maybe different sentences. There's a word um, sympathy. There's a word sympathy. Okay.
Yeah,
Then if we
same.
use the word sympathy, make sentences, 5 kind of different sentences. If we make, maybe in
Mhm.
this way we'll get to learn. Maybe, yeah, I think that way.
Yeah, you are right. You are right, madam. Let's talk about another topic. That's life, madam. As you have passed so many years, and you are on the place of my mother and father because
Yes.
you are a senior citizen now. So,
Hmm.
madam, what have you experienced? If you notice a life, what is life?
Life, according to me, I should say, not an not what we use that proverb idiom. I should say, what is that spoon in the mouth? There's one idiom. I've
Mhm.
forgotten that idiom. So life is not that easy. So on every step, whether you're a child for a child, life is very tough while going to school and studying and for exams and everything that. And it's a struggle, I think, not an easy one. For me, it was that only. I had a lot of struggles in my life. So I think that way.
I can't differ with you on that point, and I totally agree with you because life is a struggle. Wherever you are, at what position you are, you have to strive yourself. You have to work very hard,
Correct.
and after doing that task in daunting task in your life, then you will be able to be a good person in your life. But
Yeah,
if you don't take life as a serious, then
right.
it is a really difficult task that you are going to be held.
Right. So I remember, yeah, that life is not a bed of roses. You know,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it is a
that I was remembering. Yeah.
yeah,
So
it is a bed of thorns.
yeah, right, right.
Mm.
It's not that easy. And on every step I think every person has some kind of struggles in their life. Not smooth. It doesn't go smooth.
Okay. And one thing more, as you have said that you are mother of two kids, and these two kids got married and they are living in their own life. Okay, so what do you think? Still, there are some responsibilities on your shoulder, or you think now you are easy?
No, I don't have any responsibilities now, and they have their own responsibilities, and
Mm.
we are, I should say, we are on our own, So yeah, no responsibility we share, But children support us every time. Both the sons, they are too supportive, yeah.
Mm.
And we don't need support from them, as we are sufficient, to
Mm.
handle our lives. Yeah.
Yeah, and madam, if I talk about the life that you were just spending or living your life with your kids when they were just born up. So, what do you think when they started growing and they went to school, they started to go to school? Was that life difficult for you to maintain all these things and to accomplish all these tasks for them? And now, what do you think? Is it easy now? You are feeling relaxed now because you don't have any responsibilities now. You are just living your life. You are just enjoying your life.
Yeah, Ikram, that time it was very difficult for us to get them admitted in the good schools, So as my husband, he didn't earn so much that time. As we have sufficient amount. That time he was, I should say, he was posted outside, and we were in a joint family. So there were 7 to 8 members in a house, and it was very difficult to give them good education. Still, however, we got admission to them in a good school, and though it was difficult, and managing everything was difficult at that time because we were not in a nuclear family. It was a joint family of ours, and my one brother-in-law didn't work. He didn't do any job that time. So my husband had to support the whole family. So in that way, it was very difficult to manage everything. But now, as their life is very smooth, as the children are well settled, they are having a good job, and my husband is retired, he's earning a good pension, so everything is going smooth now. So that
Okay.
time, it was difficult that time. Yeah,
Yeah, when someone is in a striving for the life, for
yeah,
the people, for the person with whom he or she is living in, so it is totally difficult because you are not living for by yourself. You are living for others.
right.
Now the life has totally changed because you are living by yourself. Now you are living uh, for yourself. You are not living for your kids because they are grown up, they are well settled, and they are doing their own. Uh, that's great. That's great because it is also a kind of phase. There are many phases of life, and
Right.
you have entered from one phase to another phase. So this is also a kind of phase in which you are feeling that you are relaxing now, and
Yeah.
you don't have any kind of responsibilities on your shoulder. But when
And
the
one more
kids
thing,
are coming,
that was, and one more thing, which gave me a lot of depression type. While I was in my parents' house, they were very
Mhm,
liberal in everything. Wherever we need to go, as sometimes I would ask my father, may I go to a so and so movie with my friends? He would, every time he would allow. Even my mother, whatever we should wear, she did. I mean to say, we did not have any restrictions in my life. But once
mhm,
I got married, no, they were very conservative. My in-laws were very conservative. Yeah. So I used to
mhm.
cover my head, and many restrictions I had to going. If I wanted to go outside, then I would ask many times to them whether I can go or not. So many things, there were a drastic difference between the two phases of my life.
Actually, everywhere in which life we are just living in, it is also a kind of phase that you have just mentioned that when you were just in your parents' home, so your life was totally different, and when you got married and you came to in-laws families, so the phase is totally different. So I think the suitable person is he or she who can start to manage each and everything according
Right.
to the rules and laws that has been suited by the
Yeah.
family.
So you are very right in saying everything, I guess. And one more thing, you'll be surprised to know that I had completed my college life at home. I didn't go to college any time. While I was in 12th, after passing out 12th, I got married. And the 3 years 3 years graduation and 2 years post graduation, I did only on everything I studied myself. There was nobody to guide me also. So that was sort of very difficult for me. I had a passion in my heart. I had a passion that I would do my post graduation by any means. I opposed my parents also that time. First, let me study and then get me married. But they did not listen to me. So somewhere there were, I thought that after marriage, in any way, whatever the condition may be, I'll have to do my post graduation. And that was also very difficult for me to study on my own and bring books from the market and sometimes from the library. So that was very difficult. Anyhow, I did it.
And as you have said that you didn't go to college for pursuing your study. So, madam, did you complete that education by distance education, distance learning?
No, actually, we were to study at home, and there was in the city there was a university. Suppose I was living in a Kanpur, and from Kanpur University, from the same place the university was there, I would go to appear only for exam. I would appear for exams only. Yeah.
Only
That,
for the exams, you have to go to attempt the exam. Otherwise, you have to sit at home and
yeah.
study at home.
Right. So that was
Okay.
also very difficult. I should say now the life is smooth, and that time the life was somewhat very difficult.
Okay. So, madam, are you satisfied with your life?
Sorry.
Are you satisfied with your life?
Yeah, yeah. Now I'm totally satisfied. Yeah, fully
Okay. If
satisfied.
I if we mark 0 to 10, 10 is this fully satisfied and 0 is not satisfied. So how much number will you give to yourself?
How much what?
Uh, let's take a situation. There are 10 numbers. So 0
Okay.
is you are not satisfied with your life, and 10 is you are fully satisfied with your life. So
Yeah.
what number will you choose?
Okay. Fully satisfied. From 10, I'll give myself 9 marks. I'm too satisfied now.
Hmm. So if you
So
are choosing 9, it means that there is also a something left. So what is that something left? Because that's why you didn't choose
okay,
10.
okay. Something what is left. You mean to say maybe what to say about that? Only one thing is left. I think that though my house is well maintained, everything is well settled in my house, but still when I want to when it comes to change the furniture, when it comes to change the curtains, my husband will always say, no, there's no need to change anything. It's okay, it's okay now. So that I want to change him anyway. So that is the one thing. He won't listen to me. Yeah, otherwise he's very cooperative, but he'll do whatever he thinks. That only.
That is
Yeah.
also true. That is also true. So, madam, we are headed to 19 minutes while
Yeah.
doing conversation. I think we have to wrap up our conversation. So, I
Right,
will
Ikram.
take only I will only take one suggestions for our viewers that they are also want to be proficient in English language, as you have done post graduation in English language, and you also became a teacher as well when you were just young and newly graduated. So, what suggestions will you be giving to them? How can they be a master in the English language? How can they be a proficient and convenient in the English language?
Yeah, Ikram, what I think is that as much as we speak, to anybody, I think the speak in the way, if we speak too much, we have to speak in order to speak well. So
Hmm.
having conversations, daily will help us. And in this way, I think we'll be able to learn more and more and have a good fluency if we talk daily to somebody. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, daily conversation will help, and reading also. Sometimes you should read also. English content is good to read in order to develop good fluency, yeah, and vocabulary.
Yeah, you are right, madam. On a very strong note, we have to wind up our conversation. So, madam, thank you so much for giving me your precious time.
Ikram,
And
even I thank you so much, and I'm so happy to connect you. That you belong to other country and you're a neighbor of mine, so I'm very happy to connect you. Yeah,
thank you so much, madam.
thank you, Ikram. Okay.